What is up, guys? Me again, another time around the world in 80 Days book. And here we go. Chapter 6, Aurora's story. The Indian girl was just as terrified when the ghostly prince approached her. "Who are you?" she cried, expressing to be murdered at a minute of time. Expecting to be murdered at a minute of time. "A friend," said Passapartout, starting to gently untie the rope that are bind her. You must be Aouda. We have been looking for you. Are you safe now?" Passapartout led the girl over to his master, who was hurrying towards them. She smiled when she saw the kindly face of Phileas Fogg. Mr. Fogg snapped Passapartout on the back to congratulate him. Where have the men gone? Where have the men gone?" he asked. "They ran for their lives after seeing me dressed like a ghostly Indian prince with cliff and dust on my face," Passapartout replied. What would I do without you?" said Phileas Fogg. Aurora told her story that night. She was daughter for a rich Bombay merchant who had become an orphan when she lost her parents at a young age. As a young girl, she had been cared for in an orphanage by a British nanny. That's why she spoke such good English. Aurora was still living at the orphanage when her old friend of her late father arrived. He said that her father had promised Aurora in marriage to him. There I was nothing I could do," said Aurora. "It was either obey this man or run away. I choose to run away, and that's when I was captured by the 6 men you saw. They were taking me to Aurora to be sold as served into slavery." Phileas Fogg felt sorry for the girl. So where will you go now? "I have no one to turn to," she said sadly, "except for my cousin who lives in Hong Kong. I believe he's wealthy and would look after me." That's settled then," he said to Mr. Fogg. "We are going to Hong Kong. You will come with us." The next evening, the little group reached Aouda for Passapartout. It was time to say goodbye to Kochu. He was so sad when Phileas Fogg sold her to a kindly elephant driver who would take her back to his village. He gave her a handful of the sugar, a lump for his troll off with her, a new master. Mr. Fogg did something courageous. He would take another 24 hours by rail from Aouda to Calais. That would allow plenty of time for them to catch the steamer for Hong Kong. Soon, Phileas Fogg, Passapartout, and Aurora were aboard a comfortable train reaching across a glorious land populated by wild tigers, bears, and wolves. And dawn kept over the horizon. The next morning, the train roared into the valley from the Jordan or Junction, the most scary river in India. It was travel all day in Calais at 7 p.m. to October 25th, with 5 hours to spare before the steamer left. And well, I think that's all for today. But before I go, I have a big announcement. Today, I am now taking requests after this video. So leave a comment for me what you guys want me to voice or sing, and I'll take a look at it. Same goes to my Facebook page. I'll take a look at that too. Until then, see ya!